My name is Melinda Freilich, and this is my personal physiology presentation for leadership, so bear with me while I go through it. For starters, before this leadership course, I thought of myself as a more structured learner, in the sense that I needed to be given a direct format or specific guidelines in order to be confident in what I was doing. I always felt more comfortable in school and work when I didn't have to think outside the box and have a strict or direct format to follow. At times when I had to be more creative and also think for myself, with no direction at all, I would start to overthink everything and think that the way that I seen things or went about doing things would turn out to be wrong. So this led me to not be as confident in my own work or my critical thinking until I got approval from others around me, whether that being teachers, family, friends, etc. So since starting this leadership course, I realized I'm not the only one who likes this sort of direction with what they're told to do. Some people are still confused, just like me, when reading what was expected of them with certain things, or how we all interpreted different stories that we ended up reading. So when I read the forums each week, I noticed every person had their own views and beliefs. So for instance, nobody was afraid to speak their mind based on their readings or even simply based on their own opinions. If this course was in class, I feel like more people may have been afraid to speak their full opinion due to the judgment that sometimes occurs in person. So this wouldn't necessarily apply to everyone, of course, but for sure some people, as I see it. So I really liked how open-minded everyone was, and due to this, it made me feel more confident in my posts, and I wasn't worried about the conflict of others' opinions. I noticed that my opinion really does matter, and it's good to have different opinions from others because this way we can all learn from it and learn from each other. So this realization showed me what kind of leader I am today. This past year, I focused on being more confident in what I believe in. I'm now more comfortable in being open-minded and willing to put in my input, whether it turns out to be right or wrong, or people agree or they disagree with it. So at this point in my life, I've started to give my opinion way more and stand up for what I believe in. I feel that I've now become a leader that others can definitely feel more comfortable coming to when it comes to me giving them advice and my point of view and so forth. This is something that will for sure keep pushing me to be an effective leader, especially in my future career as a personal fitness trainer. If wanting to be a good leader, I found that it's very important to be the best that I can be. So the more I believe in myself, the more others will want to come to me, and the more they will also believe in me as well. Nobody wants a trainer who isn't confident in what they do, or one who isn't able to think outside the box. Especially in the fitness industry, I find that everything is always changing. So I need to be willing to accept this change and definitely work with it the best way that I can. I think that I've now accepted thinking outside the box and realized that it doesn't always work to think in such a black and white way. Leaders themselves can do this have to do this. Leaders themselves can't think black and white because everyone thinks in a different way. Nobody thinks in either one way or another. So it takes a very good leader to consider everyone's stand on things and apply this to how they act as a leader in order to be a very effective leader. For instance, when training someone, the client may not agree with what you tell them to do and why. At this point, I think it will definitely be the trainer's job to take the client's view and opinion into consideration. And then potentially, as the trainer, we need to rethink of a way to change things for them. So from now on, I will try my best to view things from all different perspectives. As I've said in this course already, my main goal for sure would be to be someone who is looked up to for being compassionate, hardworking, dedicated, and positive in all aspects of life. I want to always put my best foot forward and always apply as much effort as I can to be someone that others feel comfortable coming to when needing advice or help with achieving any of their individual goals. I want to motivate others to strive for greatness and at the same time help myself to do the same thing. what I've noticed is the main way to empower others is to definitely empower yourself. So if I'm being a strong individual and confident in what I'm doing, I can be the leader. I can be that leader that has the same effect on everyone else around me. I learned how important it is to not think in such a black and white way, in that instead of something being right or wrong, there's always an in-between. There's always a different way to look at things. I also learned that goals are definitely huge. They're important to make, and how much they can really have a positive effect on people. So not only me, but my future clients in general. I think now the first thing I would be doing with clients would be to get them to write out both their short and their long-term goals. This will give them the opportunity to see how far they have came and the motivation to keep going. They can always look back at the end of their training session to see how far they've come and how much they've improved. So I think in general, goals in life are definitely important to help individuals to move forward and always help them to strive to do better. So the more goals one has, the more they'll be willing to accomplish. So from now on, I will definitely set more goals for myself as well and use that as a positive aspect in life. Overall, I will strive to be a very confident leader and keep growing from what I've learned. This course definitely helps me to do so. I will apply a lot of the things I learned to my career, and as a trainer, I will always focus on being someone that others will feel comfortable coming to and learning from themselves. I will think for myself and not be afraid to share my opinions from here on out. I think that's the gist of what I learned in this course, so thank you all for listening.